Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 5. Can't believe we only have week 5 and week 6 left. Just a reminder, you have your classroom observations that will be due in week 6. So hopefully you're getting them done or have done them already. That would be great. Remember that I can't accept any late assignments in week 6. So everything not next week, the week after next, is due by midnight on Saturday and can't be accepted any later. That is actually university policy, and I also have to get my grades in. So keep that in mind. So for this week, week 5, we're going to be talking about intellectual disabilities and a little bit about how they're identified and what kind of instructional strategies would work well with students with those types of disability categories. You're going to be reading chapters 6 in our textbook and then watching a couple videos, one of which is a sort of old video. It's from 1992, and it's a short documentary about a young, well, he's a man now, named Peter, when he was growing up. And you're going to get to take a look at how he was included in his 3rd grade classroom. There are sequels to Educating Peter. So if you watch Educating Peter and you are taken with it, as I have been, certainly Google sequel to Educating Peter, and you can find out more about what has happened with Peter. This week, we're going to have 2 assignments. Your first assignment is going to be our discussion board, and in it, you're going to have watched Educating Peter. Take some notes while you're watching it. It's not a long video, or not long for a documentary. Talk a little bit about what your overall thoughts were, and think about the strategies that Mrs. Collins used in the video, Peter's teacher. Think about peers and how Peter's interactions with peers were part of his inclusion. And then in general, what are your thoughts about including students with intellectual disabilities in the general ed classroom? Now that you all know what IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, says about inclusion, that the first setting that we always have to think about for a student with a disability is a general education setting with peers, with appropriate supports and services. And that has to be our first thought. Only if that can't be accomplished for the child to be making effective educational progress should we be looking at a more restrictive environment. So I'm not telling you that you were going to have your own thoughts about Educating Peter. So really think about what your thoughts are in general about inclusion and about meaningful inclusion. You're going to have another exam this week. It's going to be 20 multiple choice questions and an essay question. You're going to have unlimited time for the exam. It's also open book. You can use your textbook. You can look up any notes that you have taken. The exam, again, you can take as long as you need. So make sure you leave yourself enough time to have that in for the end of the week. Otherwise, I look forward to our discussion this week. Can't wait to hear about what you think about Educating Peter, and hope you have a great week. Thanks. Bye-bye.